beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Jennifer Diamond and I live a whole food, plant exclusive, SOFAs free, gluten-free lifestyle for health and well-being. And SOFAs stands for salt, oil, flour, alcohol, and sugar free. Yep, I don't ingest any of it intentionally. And today I thought I would bring you along. I'm getting ready to go to a house warming party, and we're gonna be making something to bring along, kind of like a potluck. And this is called a cheesy stuffed mushroom with greens. So I got this recipe out of a bundle from 2023. I think that's when I bought it. And it's a raw food romance recipe. And it is great. We're going to be stuffing some mushrooms and putting them into the dehydrator. But you don't have to put them in the dehydrator. I haven't personally tried it with this exact recipe, but I have made other stuffed mushroom recipes, and I do sometimes put them in the oven. So anyways, today I thought I'd bring you along to show you how we're gonna put this together before we go to our housewarming party of a friend's. So the first thing we have is I went ahead and got the larger cremini mushrooms. These are a little bit in a brownish color, and you can get them smaller. I try to find the bigger ones because we're going to be filling them. If you get the little tiny ones, you're not going to be able to get much in them, but you don't have to use cremini. You can use the white button or any other mushroom that can, hold something in it. Portobello mushroom would be interesting, but you won't have a smaller appetizer size. You'd have a bigger one, and you could certainly do that as well. So I went ahead and started getting these prepared. And you'll notice with some of these mushrooms that they look a little bit browner on this side and inside as well than these on the other side, which kind of look a little bit whiter in color. And the reason for that is just that these are the end of one that I had. And so they were starting to open up. Here you can see where it starts to pull away from the stem versus this one, which is not pulling at all. And so if I were gonna buy these fresh in the store today, I would go for the ones that are whiter and that have not pulled away. This just means that you better hurry up and eat it. But it's perfectly fine still, and that's the difference. And I saved a few of these. I started cleaning them out, but I wanted to show you how I take them out. And we're going to be using the insides right here, and I started collecting them. So with the ones that are pulled away from the side, they're a little bit easier. I just kind of hold it with my hand. Of course, these are cleaned. I did rinse these. You can just wipe them off with a cloth. The reason that some people don't like to rinse them is because they are like little sponges and they'll absorb water and make it a little heavier. But I went ahead and washed it anyways. And so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is just kind of hold it firmly, and then I just kind of try to wiggle it around just to see what's going on. And then with my thumb holding here, I just kind of gently try to break it. Now, if you're too forceful, you can not only break the mushroom stem off, but you can end up damaging the outside, and that's our little boat that we want to have intact best that we can. So there you go, and I just pulled it right out. And then I'm gonna take a spoon and I'm just gonna scrape a little bit of this edging off. And I'm just putting everything in the bowl. And then you can see inside here, I'm gonna also scrape that off as well. This is all edible. If you're doing the portobello mushrooms, they have a lot of this, and you'll just wanna scrape it off. And some people don't want it in there, mixture to stuff, and that's fine. You can discard it. But there we go. See, so you can see how easy that was. Now I wanted to also show you on the ones that are not pulling apart. They're a little bit stronger, and so not as easy to pull apart. You know, if I wiggle it, I mean, I guess I could kind of force it, but what I'd rather do is just take a spoon and kind of just go around the edge right here. Whoops, looks like something got right in there. Okay, so we're gonna go around the edge and just kind of loosen it. And then I can either try to, you know, go under it. This time I pushed a little bit and I went towards the inside here. I don't know if you could see that, but you just kind of want to move it around until you hear it pop and it comes right off. There you go. And I'm again going to do the same thing with this one. I want to try to scrape out the inside so that I have some surface to fill and dump it in the bowl. And, you know, just be patient with yourself. Use a small spoon, take your time. This shouldn't be rushed because, you know, I mean, they can break. And if they do, it's okay. But it's nice if you can kind of have, you know, something firm to hold with. And so I'm going to do these last two, and then we'll be ready to go to the next step. Now, what if you don't like mushrooms? Maybe this isn't the dish for you, but it could be. And I think you could probably use something else. Maybe some of those, oh, you know what might work? The red little, well, they're not just red, but the little bell peppers, the mini bell peppers, that might be fun. Although you might have to, you'd have to do something else or skip the mushrooms altogether. So anyways, we're doing mushrooms and these look fantastic. And so here they are. Look at that. So before I go any further, if you wanted to, I'm gonna just rinse my hands off. You could just leave it like this, but I'm going to go ahead and take some coconut aminos, this right here. And this is a soy-free soy sauce alternative. You don't have to use it. You can just skip this part. But I'm going to go ahead and just turn all the caps over. And I want to brush a little bit of this on here, on both sides, all the way around it, just so that I can give it a little extra flavor. And especially like if you're cooking it, it'll soften it a little. Maybe you didn't wet them when you cleaned them. Maybe you used a dry towel. And so this is just nice for a little moisture and also a little extra flavor. So I'm just going to grab a little bowl. I'm going to just put a little bit in here, not very much. And this is a great silicone little brush here, but you could use anything. I just like it because it makes it simple and quick. And I'm just going to go over. And I might need a little bit extra, more than I thought, but that's okay. Okay, let me just do that. Let me grab a little bit extra. And because I'm going to be bringing this to a party to share, you know, and I have no idea what different people eating style is there, although I do believe that it's a large portion of whole food plant-based people and even vegan. So, you know, adding a little bit of this on top might give a little extra flavor that they're used to. Now, if I was just eating this myself, I could skip it. But, okay, so I coated everything on the top. As you see, I'm gonna just turn everything over and do it on the other side, and then we'll set this aside and we will start working on the filling. Yay! All right. And so when I don't need to fill the whole thing, just kind of want to do like this, you know, top round edges here. Whoops. And looks like I might need one more bit to get them all. Oh yeah. If you wanted to put it in the inside, you certainly could, but you don't need to. It's pretty much whatever you'd like. Ooh, we're getting down to it. I thought that was gonna be the last one, but, well, let me see. Maybe, yeah, there was enough on the brush. So, okay, very good. So let me set that aside. All right, look at how beautiful these look. Okay, so we're gonna set those aside for a minute. And we're gonna go ahead and just, let's see, I'm gonna move some of these other things aside that I have here that we're gonna use in a moment. And I'm just gonna work on, so I have some red onion. I'm gonna work on the filling. And I have some red onion here. Shallot is what is originally in the recipe, and I think that would have been great. When I was at the store today, they didn't have any shallots that were organic, so I decided that this would work in place. And so it's pretty much diced up. I just thought, well, I'll just chop it a little bit more with you guys, and you can add as much or as little as you want. I think it's wonderful because this one is the purple and it'll bring in an extra splash of color. Of course, there's always more antioxidants and, you know, different benefits to vegetables with color versus the ones without, but I use them all. Let me grab my little favorite scooper scraper guy. And I'm just gonna go ahead for now and just put these back in this bowl. So I just wanted it chopped up a little bit more fine. Okay, so now I'm gonna go and take the mushrooms. Look at the mushrooms. So we've got all the inners from the mushrooms. And I think what I'll do is just take out some of these bigger pieces, and I'm just gonna chop them up as well and put them back in this bowl. And I could dump the whole thing out, but a lot of this is already kind of chopped in here, so I'm just gonna pick out the bigger pieces and go from there. Okay, so let's get busy. Okay, so let's just chop these up, and they don't have to be chopped in any, you know, fashion anyway. Just get them chopped. I have another tool I'm thinking of that I could have used for this. God, I forget what it's called. It's like some kind of a knife thing. Well, now I have to show you, don't I? Okay, let me grab it. Have any of you seen one of these? I forget what starts with a U. Anyone know what it is? Leave a comment. Gosh, I forgot. But let's try it. See, I never use this thing. I bought it years ago, thinking that it would be a good chopper for salad, but I never used it. Actually, it does a pretty fine job here, but it's something that I don't really use that much. It's got very pointy tips, but in this case, hey, it seems to be working great. I'm going down, straight down, and I'm also rocking it a little bit, so. All right, now I want it pretty fine because it's gonna be fitting in these little mushrooms, so you don't want like a big giant piece of mushroom stem. So I think the finer, the better. I could have pulsed it in my food processor, but I just thought, you know, I would do it this way. Maybe I should have, because it would be a little faster. See, there's so many options of ways to do things, but I also didn't want it so pulverized, you know. Well, let's see. I'll stop at this point, and if it looks like I need to chop it more, then heck, I can always take out the food processor and just whip it in there. But I'm going to go ahead and add the chopped mushroom ends or stems into the bowl with the rest of it, with the rest of the mushroom inners that we collected. Whoa. And I'm gonna also bring back the onion we chopped and add that in here as well. And then the last thing I'm gonna add to this bowl would be the zucchini. And so I already washed the zucchini. I'm just gonna go ahead and take the ends off, and I'm gonna save them for my scraps. Yay for scraps and soups. And then I am just going to slice these into small pieces as well. And there's no right or wrong way to slice these, just get them diced up. It doesn't have to be uniform as well, just nice and chopped. And I think I'm gonna pull out this other guy again that we used, just because I thought that one really worked out. Now, you know, you see me using parts of my cutting board. It's always nice, I think, if you have a full cutting board and you can really spread out. I just tend to use my cutting board to have so many things going on that I don't always, you know, take the time to move it. But please don't feel like you need to do it the way that I'm doing it. Just do it on whatever way feels comfortable. And hey, look at this. My non-dominating hand is chopping. So I'm challenging my brain, which is really good, to keep our cells and the other side that, you know, we don't normally use for this kind of movement unless you use both hands all the time. What is that? Ambidextrous, I think is called. But anyway, I just try to challenge myself, doing all little different kinds of things all the time. And there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the other hand because I don't want to be here all day. And let's face it, it takes a little more time and a little more thinking power to switch your hands up. There we go. So I'm gonna call this done. And if I find that it's still too big, we will pull out the food processor, like I said. But for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this all in the bowl. Look at this. And this is the filling. That's it. Okay, so here you go. Here's the filling. Got the mushroom pieces, the zucchini, and the red onion or scallion. Or shallot is what I meant to say. Look at that, pretty. Feels good. You know how I like to play with food. Okay, so we're gonna set this aside and we're gonna make a dressing to mix in it, and then we're gonna stuff them. So let me set this aside. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is just take some almonds. You don't like almonds, you don't use almonds, skip the almonds. You can use walnuts, you can use any other nut. If you don't want nuts at all, I guess you could try it without it. I've never done it that way, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in my dry mix because I want to turn this into a powder. So if I wasn't going to use this, what would I use? Maybe I could use oats. Or some kind of other grain. I'd have to play with it. But if it's something you're interested in and you do try it, please let me know. I'd love to know how it turns out. So just plug that in, and I'm going to turn this guy on and start slow. Whoops. All right. Just like that. Bam! We have almond powder. So let's take a look and see. I can use this part of the spoon. I just want to kind of see what it's looking like. Then I'm going to show you. And it's pretty good. Is it perfect? No, but you know, I could mix it up a little more. What do you think? Could. I think I'm just going to go with it. So let me go back and grab this mixture that I had just set aside. The mushroom stems, the zucchini, and the onion, and I'm just going to go ahead and pop this right in there. And I don't think that I mentioned earlier, but the filling, and I'm doubling the recipe because I'm going to be taking it, like I said, and sharing it at a potluck style housewarming party. Yay! I mean, last time I was at a housewarming party, yikes, I don't even remember when. Probably my own. Did I even have one? I don't know. Anyways, okay. So there it is. It's all in here. I'm going to give this a quick stir. There we go. Look at that. Looks so pretty. I'm setting it aside again. And we're going with the last part. Let me move this out of the way, and we're going to go ahead and make the dressing. Now for that, I decided to use the NutriBullet. It did, however, suggest a Vitamix or high-powered blender, but you know me, the rebel. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just add a few things in here. And before, actually I should set this aside. Before we do that, I just wanna let you know that I'm gonna be doing lots of dates. And so these are the medjool dates. These are my favorite. These have the pits in them. So I am gonna go ahead and take the pits out, and they're nice and soft, these. Look at that. So if they were harder, because I actually store these in the freezer, and sometimes when I thaw them, they're nice and soft, and other times they're hard. If they were hard, then I would just go ahead and soak it in a little bit of water. We're actually gonna be using water for this, so whatever water I soaked it in, I would just put it in as part of the water. And this way, I'll continue to gain any sweetness that comes from soaking them. So these are all opening really well. I do want to show this here. Sometimes I talk about this little button. You don't want this. This is like this little hard piece. That's where it was connected to the plant. So you want it, most of those didn't have it, but that one did, so I wanted to show you. And then I just cut it open, and there we go. And we have one more. Oh, look, there's another one of the, I call them a button. I don't know what they are, but there's a button. And goodbye button. Now, some people, whoops, I was doing that. Some people, not the button, but the actual seeds. I know, I've never done this, but I know that people can take the seeds and do things with them. I don't know if they soak them or what, but there are things that you can use these seeds for. And I've been curious about it, but not curious enough to, spend the time yet to figure out what to do with those. So for now, I'll just discard these. So I've got our NutriBullet. I'm gonna go ahead and add some water into it. And we're gonna put in some garlic cloves. I put more. I just love garlic. How can you go wrong? I've got a bunch of the dates. Here's a little swig of apple cider vinegar. And then I've got the coconut aminos, because we just brushed the outside, so this will be a nice part of the dressing for the inside. And then I have some smoked, this is actually smoked sweet paprika, but you could just use smoked paprika or any paprika that you like, or if you don't like paprika, hey, skip the paprika. And then this is nutritional yeast, and so I'm just gonna pour all of that right in there. Get this blended up, and that is it for our dressing. Okay, here we go. Now the thing with the NutriBullet is, according to their manufacturer recommendations, you don't want to go longer than a minute at a time. So let's just see if all the dates and everything got blended up really nicely. Wow, look at that. That looks pretty good. I'd say yes, it's ready. So let me unplug it and move this out of the way. And I'm gonna go ahead and mix this in with the mixture. Okay, so there we go, look at that. Nice thick sauce. Wow, pretty. Smells good too. It's not like sweet like you would think because of all those dates. I actually smell more of a paprika garlic smell. All right, so now I'm just gonna mix this all up and blend it as well as I can, incorporate the sauce with everything that we had in here. Wow, that looks great. Look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna set this aside and I'm gonna go ahead and chop up some scallions and save these. And I'm just gonna, I think I might even only need one. I'm gonna I sliced it down the middle. You can slice it again if you want, which it looks like I am doing. And then just chop it. You know, you wanna not cut your fingers, so make sure you have the knife that goes up to your knuckle, and you know, you'll move back as you go. In case you were curious about how to do that. And I don't always do it that way. That is the proper way to do it. And you just kind of move. But sometimes I go way back here and hold it. So whatever works for you, just make sure that you slice it very finely and that you keep your fingers out of the way, because that would be a bad day. All right. Well, you know me. Maybe you don't. But if you do, you know what I'm gonna say? Let's do both. Let's put some in the oven and put some in the dehydrator. I just had that thought. This way we'll be able to see how they both come out, and then you can decide what works best for you if you decide to try this recipe. Okay, so I am gonna go ahead and get the mushrooms back out because we're ready for them. And basically all we're gonna do is fill them up. I'm gonna grab my scooper. I really do love this scooper. And I'm just gonna see how they fit in here. Wow, look at that. Look at that, pretty. Okay, and we're just gonna go through and do our best to scoop these in. Wow. Don't these look pretty? Whoops, this one was a little much. I think that's pretty much it, so I'm gonna have to save the rest. Okay. Now, before we put some of these on this tray, I'll just put the tray there. The last thing I wanna do is add some of our scallions on top and maybe a little sprinkle of this seasoning, and I think I'll do it a little bit of this first. Wow, it just does. It gives it a nice little flavor and pop of color. And you could do any spice. I wonder what else you could do. Smoked paprika. You could do, I don't know if I would do cumin. I don't think so. I would have to look in there and see what else I have and come up with. Wow, there it is. Look at that. And now I'm gonna just top each one with just a little sprinkle of the onion. Yes, this is amazing. And it fits so perfectly in this pan. So this is I think like a 9 by 13 Pyrex dish that I've been working with. And I decided to do this one because I thought it would be great because it kind of holds them in place, the mushrooms. And because there's a little liquid that we put on the bottom, you know, they could be a little slippery, and maybe not. I don't know. Just some thoughts that I'm having. All right. If you don't like the onion, you could leave the scallion off, or you could do half and half. I guess I could have done half and half, but here I already filled it. Wow, look at how beautiful. Let's go ahead and put some on the dehydrator tray. Now, the dehydrator, I have the Excalibur. It's a 9-drawer, you know, people have dehydrators in their ovens nowadays, so whatever works for you. It originally comes with this, which I probably could use. I was thinking of also putting this, this is like a Silpat sort of, it's called a Paraflex Ultra Sheets. It's pretty thick. Because I don't have a lot of time, I think I'm gonna wing it and not use this, but normally I would definitely use this. And the reason why is because I want the air to go flowing through. You need to do this for at least an hour. And so I'm gonna put half of these on here. Oh man, look at that, yay! Okay, and they are slippery in here, so I was right to say that about them. So, I'm going to spread these out a little bit more, and the oven is preheating, so as soon as I spread these out, I'm going to go ahead and take these, put them in the dehydrator at 115 to 120 until we leave, but at least an hour, okay? So let me go take this over there. I will be right back. And the thing about this, you see how high they are? So you want to make sure that you have, I'm going to have 1 or 2 drawers taken out, because otherwise this will just get stuck. But let me go over here where my machine is and I'll be right there. This is good for balance. Okay, so I ended up having to take 2 drawers out. I could have gotten away with it with 1, but there was one that we made really, really high, so I took 2 drawers out. If you are raw, 115 to 120 is considered still raw. I went ahead and put it at about 122, 123. I'm pushing my limit a little bit just because we're out of time. And I hear that my oven is ready to go, so I'm going to pop these in the oven. So I'm guessing I'm going to put it in at 30 minutes. I might check it in 15 minutes. If it looks great, I'll take them out. And if it looks like it needs a little bit more, the idea for raw is just to warm them. But I'm also now cooking some because I thought it would be fun. So it's important that I kept it in that container because the mushrooms will have some water or something that will release, and then it will catch it in the pan. So let's check back in a little bit. But wait, I just remembered we have this and we have this, so come on, let's quickly experiment. And I'll stick it in the oven really quick. Okay, so I just washed this. This is a red bell pepper. It's the only one I have. I originally thought maybe the little ones would be cute, but since I don't have any right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this right down the middle, and then how I take this out, this is I push in towards, and it saves the whole thing. And then I can just take out any seeds. Believe it or not, this one doesn't really have any seeds, which is kind of interesting and nice. And then here we go on this side, push towards me, scoop this out, and there you go. Now, how fun is this? So I'm gonna scoop a little bit of this in each one. Now, I probably could have done just one, but let's try to use all this up. Oh, look at that. See, I had enough, and what else am I gonna do with it? I could have used it on more mushrooms, but since we didn't prep more mushrooms, let's try this. And I like the idea of the small little mini peppers, because if you're looking for something, appetizer style, then you can fit a lot of them. But this is just kind of checking it out. So this did not fill it to the top. If I had more mixture, I would have definitely overfilled these. But that's okay. That's okay. This is going to be a fun experiment. And I think I'll put one in the oven. And where am I going to put the other one? You guessed it, in the dehydrator. Okay, so I'm going to put this one in the oven with the rest of those. And then I promise we'll be back. Oh my goodness, in my excitement to share with you and also to be on time for my party, I forgot something. Can you believe it? Can you take a guess? What did I forget to put in the mixture? Greens! Don't forget to eat your greens. Ah. Do you see all of this? Beautiful green spinach that I washed, prepped, and have ready to go in there and forgot it. Oh my goodness. So I have an idea. Let's try it together, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it does, wow, won't that be cool? So what I want to do is make a dressing out of it. And I'm only going to make a dressing out of part of it because I want to, because I don't know what's going to happen. And also because I'll use the rest of it to either put a little on top, I'll put it in a bed and encourage people to take it with it. So what I'm going to try to do is, this was an entire bunch of spinach, and maybe I'll just measure out a couple cups just so we have an idea of what we're doing here. So I chopped up the clean spinach after I stopped chomping on it, and as you see, I'm like really gonna try to put this in here stuff the measuring cup, and there we go. So let's put in like 2 cups. And when I chopped it, I chopped stems and all. And really, the original recipe wanted you to take the spinach and pulse it, not to a cream, but to little tiny flakes. And then we would have mixed it in with all the filling. But, well, this is just how it goes. So maybe something good will come out of it. Okay, so we've got 2 cups of spinach. I'm going to leave the rest of this as like a salad. And then I'm thinking 2 cloves of garlic. And I had this leftover onion. I'm thinking let's throw it in there from the onion we chopped. And then I was thinking about some vinegar. Now, I was thinking, could I use a little balsamic vinegar? I have tons of California balsamic, and I could, but I don't want to make it so sweet, so let's play around with it. I have some white vinegar here. You could use red wine vinegar. I'm not using red wine because I'm not drinking alcohol, even though it's not alcoholic. But I'm just going to put like, this is a 1/4 cup, but I just have it like less than half. And we'll put that in there. And then I was thinking, how about we try some, I've got oregano in here. I already put it in here. Oregano, basil, thyme, and parsley. I did 2 tablespoons of parsley and a half a teaspoon of the rest. Putting that all in there. And then I was thinking about adding some lemon. I'll just do like, I don't know, a few squeezes of lemon. And then this is going to need water. So I'm going to go grab a little bit of water from the Berkey. Maybe I'll bring my little cup thing and do half, I'll fill it. And let's try this out. Okay, so I've got just slightly under a cup here. Not on purpose, I meant to do a full cup, but let's just. So that's a little less than half. Let's start with that. We can always add more. And, oh, and let's give it a little black pepper. Couple twists of that. Let's see what happens. Now to thicken it up, I could put some kind of chia seed, hemp seed, but let's start with this. Okay, so let's unplug this. Just unscrewed that. I don't know, let's see. Color is pretty. I mean, it smells pretty good. Let me get a spoon. Look at that. Not bad. It is a strong spinach flavor. I might put a little more vinegar of some sort in here or a little more lemon, but not too bad. Let's see, maybe what I'll do is call in Todd. Todd, Would you please come here?
Yes, honey.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hello.
Would you please taste this? This is a made-up dressing because
Made-up dressing?
I forgot to put the spinach in the dish. It's ready and I want to share it with everyone.
Okay.
And just tell me, here you go, just taste this and tell me what it needs, if anything.
Oh, wow. Well, there's a lot going on in there. There's oregano, I can taste oregano and garlic for sure. Lemon juice, absolutely. I know there's spinach because I'm looking at it, and this is green also. Let me do this one more time.
You can get another spoon. As an accent or a dressing?
There's a good heat to it because I think there's a lot of garlic in there. I mean, there's a bite right off the front.
I love garlic.
Yeah, well, clearly, there's a ton in there. No, I think it's good. I think it'll be a nice balance with what is normally a pretty mild. Mushrooms are fairly mild in terms of their flavor, and so I think this will be like the other side of that extreme.
Okay.
So I think it'll be good.
Okay.
I would leave it.
Okay.
All
So
right.
let me take out the. Oh, you're leaving. Let me take out the mushrooms, and then I'll put it together, and maybe you can taste it with me.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, and I want to say that I originally put these in for 30 minutes, and they didn't need 30 minutes. You know what I should have done? Can you grab that red
I can.
trivet?
Look at me.
Yay, you're a chef.
Yay.
Okay, so let's
They look
just
terrific.
share what that looks like. And yeah, and these originally weren't for in the oven, but I went ahead and put them in the oven. Now this could actually be cooked a little longer.
Mm-hmm. Looks like it could.
But I thought that these had enough. Yeah, because I thought these had enough. So let's take one of these. How about we'll share one?
Okay.
And
You want to try the wee one?
no, we're going to share one. Let's
Okay.
take a big one.
Oh.
Let's see. Let me get a plate. I think I'm going to use, this is the end of the bottle, that this is California Balsamic Sweet Heat. What do you think about that?
I think you got plenty of heat going on in there, but we can try it.
Oh, really? I was just going to do a drizzle on the
We
lettuce.
could do that, yeah.
Okay.
Wow, this is like so many complex flavors happening.
If it doesn't work, whoa! That was more than a drizzle. I'm sorry.
That was more
You can.
that's a pour, not a drizzle.
Yeah, you can have the other one then, whatever you
I'm
want.
fine with that.
Okay, so
This is good. It's lunchtime.
it's lunchtime. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this guy out
The beef one.
and put him right here.
Okay.
Let's slice him in half.
Okay.
Oh, I hope it doesn't fall apart, but it might. Okay. All right.
Oh, the suspense is killing me.
Okay, so that's that. Hold on one second here, and let's go ahead and put some. I wonder if we could put it in this little bottle, so that we could really drizzle it correctly.
Do you want to just try it first? In case you have to reblend this into
Yeah,
something
good
else?
idea. I'm so glad you're here.
My job is done.
Okay, here's a fork.
Fork.
And I'm just gonna take this fork. Oh, that looks like there's a leaf in here, but I'm gonna see.
Okay.
Maybe it's not blended. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
I mean, you could design it any way you want.
Okay. Do you have a fork? Or
I'm
you
gonna
gonna
use
that?
this one.
Okay. So this is the epic taste test.
Now, if it's not, if you want, we could always add the sweet heat. Oh, we already did it on the plate.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm good.
Okay. So here we go. Oh my gosh, mine's not cutting that well. Well, I think it tastes really good. I'm trying to figure out what the sauce tastes like. Let me try this again. What do you think? There is a bite to it.
There
Definitely.
is.
Maybe 1 clove of garlic is better. I put 2 cloves of garlic in it.
No, I think it's good. I think so I picked up some of the balsamic off of the spinach.
Yeah, isn't it good?
It is really good. I think with the balsamic and that, I mean, maybe it's 2 drizzles.
Yeah, or I can just
it's really,
blend a
really
little
good.
bit in the sauce, and then I don't have to worry about drizzling it. What do you think?
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
mean,
goodness.
However
I'm having a hard time with this.
you want to do that, I think.
Yeah.
I think the balsamic is the hot ticket.
Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit. Maybe like, I don't know, that's probably a good teaspoon. It's the end of my bottle. I've got some smaller ones with the same flavor.
Yeah, because it's sweet, but you're using the sweet hot one.
Sweet hot, yeah.
It works well with the bite from the garlic.
Okay, so I put a little in there. Let me go ahead and mix it up, and then we can try it with the dehydrated one. Here we go. Here we go. Nice. So I'm gonna take one of these. This is still too firm for me. I'll take one of these, and we'll try that. And then I gotta plate it and get out of here. So let me just move this aside. Look at how pretty. Let's take a minute to look at this, the dehydrated one, and I think they both turned out great. Okay, so I was able to pour some in this little jar, this little squeeze bottle, and I'm gonna go ahead and just do that. That looks really pretty. What do you think? Let's give this a try from the dehydrator. And I'm wondering if Todd wants to try this with me. I'm just gonna try to cut a little piece off for myself. This one cuts a little easier. Well, they both taste great. Where'd you do with your?
I thought we were done.
Oh, I'll tell you what I think after you taste. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There you go. Take some of the.
It does cut easier.
Does cut easier.
It's interesting. I actually get more of the mushroom flavor in the baked ones than I do in this one. This is a little milder, I feel like.
Oh, that would explain my thoughts.
And what were your thoughts?
It's the same, right? So it tastes really good either way.
Oh, of course, absolutely. I would use one of these.
I like it baked. I like it baked. Baked with the sauce. That's what I'm going to do. And
It has bolder flavors.
yeah, and I think I'm not going to serve it on the spinach. I'm just going to make the rest of that spinach into a sauce. I'm going to drizzle it across and call it a day. So, oh, thanks for hanging in there with me. You know, you just never know until you know. And I must eat my greens. So you got to figure out a way to get your greens in if you make a mistake. Just get creative, get curious, and look what can evolve. Thanks so much. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Don't forget the famous word of the day, or the sentence.
Eat your greens.
Eat your greens. Bye, everybody. Thank you.